Good morning, Thursday, April 28th. Happy birthday, Samantha Gilmore. She turned 18 today. She's a niece, so kind of a niece. Not a blood niece, but I mean, me and her mama went to school together, and have been close ever since. So I'm Uncle Dan. So Uncle Dan says, happy birthday, Sam. Sam, you am. Happy birthday, 18, yay. I'll call you later. Actually, by the time you watch this video, I'd have already called you. But I will be calling you later, just so you know, in real time. But this isn't real time. So today, we got some craziness going on, man. My week blew up. I wasn't expecting this. Let me hook up my trailer and I'll be right back. But holy crap, man, we got some work to do. Okay, so I don't know how this happened, but crap, man, we blew up. Man, that's a patio set I want. I want to get a front patio set for my front yard where my front window is. I want one of them like wrought iron type tables, like you see them at Lowe's and Home Depot. Just some small little like street cafe little tables with a couple of the wrought iron kind of, so rain passes right through them. You know, not wrought iron, but you know what I mean. They're metal. The wind won't blow them around. And stick them right there in my pine straw front bed, and sit out there, you know, when my kids are playing or something, and just sit there and enjoy a drink and watch the kids play. But when I get home from work, sometimes, you know, just, what's this guy waving at? Oh, maybe he was shooing the bugs away. See, I just put, oh, he's waving at them. Okay. Hey buddy, I just put a bug spray on. It's bad out there. But I want one of them patio sets so I can sit out front. I got a patio set for out back, but I rarely sit out back. It's kind of gloomy. I mean, it's just a wood line back there. It's peaceful, but if you got nobody to talk to, it's really kind of boring. So it'd be more exciting for me to sit out front, watch cars go by, watch people walking their dogs and stuff. And you know, I'm so friendly with so many of the neighbors. You know, you're bound to get into a conversation about something. Sit out there with my dog, with Rocky or something. But yesterday when we were mowing, see, I got a job. Let me see. I got a guy. One of the yards we did yesterday, the customer already cleared his back deck off. He wants me to pressure wash his pool deck. So I got to do that. And then a two-story house that I did a pressure wash job on a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, there's like some stains on the window. So she asked me if I can put some more of my spray on that window and let it sit for a while, see if it'll eat through. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll mix you up some. And I'll swing on by. So I'd like to do that tomorrow as well, right? So those two things I'd like to get done. Then my customer yesterday when I'm mowing, another customer, at the end of the day, the last three together, the guy comes out and says, I want you to pressure wash my house. I'm like, okay. So I might be able to do it Friday. And then he's like, okay, well, he's going to probably want it done too. I'm like, okay. So now that's two. So that's two pressure washes, a pool deck, and a window. Then I get a phone call last night when I was editing out some video. And it's a customer. He's got a 1-story with a bonus room. So he's like, you know, how much is like a 1.5? And I'm like, well, a 1-story 70, 2 stories 120. So what I do with bonus rooms is I'll just charge you like 90 bucks, and then that will be, you know, for that. So he's like, okay, great. When can you do it? I was like, I might be able to do it Friday. He's like, good, because it's a twofer. I need my neighbor done too, and I'll pay you for both. And it's a 2-story. And I'm like, okay. So now we got 4 houses that need to be pressure washed, and I got the mulch job yesterday. That house needs to be pressure washed. So now I got 5 yards that need to be pressure washed, a pool deck. It's just a small pool deck. It's not massive. 5 houses need to be pressure washed, a pool deck, and then a window. So those 5 jobs need to get done. And that is a full day financial goal day met. So when am I going to do that? Right? Next week's my big week. I got like 56 yards to do next week. And, you know, I don't want to lose out on $400 or $500. Hell, it's the end of the month. Let's make some money, right? It's like a car dealership. You got the end of the month coming up here in a couple of days. I want to max out my month here financially. Pay all my bills, of course, right? So I looked at today's lawn schedule, you know, last night, and I looked at tomorrow's lawn schedule. So if I combine the 2 days, today and tomorrow, that gives me 18 yards to do. So 18 yards. So I got 18 yards to try to get done, which would leave me wide open tomorrow, the ability to pressure wash the 5 houses and a pool deck and a window, with Saturday as a backup. But the problem is I'm supposed to have my kids tomorrow when they get off the bus at 4:30. So I had to make the phone call to the wife there and say, hey, I don't think this weekend's going to work. So last weekend she took them out of town, so I was supposed to get them this weekend. But I don't think this weekend's going to work because I got 23 clients I need to service in the next 2 days, 2.5 days. I need to get them done. I don't want them shopping elsewhere. You know what I mean? 2 of them are only pressure wash jobs. So I'm not really worried about that. But the other 2 are my lawn customers. I don't want those guys looking around and finding somebody else, and then that guy's like, oh yeah, hey, give me your lawns and I'll wash your house for free. Now, I doubt they would leave me, but you know, you can only dick around a customer so long, and eventually they're just going to say, well, you know, I think maybe you're too busy for us and we need a little bit more attentiveness. That happens, and that's happened to me. I mean, it happens. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to destroy myself today. I mean, I'm just going to break myself down and do as many freaking yards as I can possibly do. The video is going to go up late tonight, so I'll probably do an update video when I get home and just say, hey, video's going to be late. I apologize. But I'm going to try to get done as many lawns as I can possibly get done today. And then tomorrow, finish up whatever I don't finish today, and then start the pressure wash jobs by order of priority, with the last 2 house washes being the 2 neighbors that are not my lawn customers. And if I can't get them done Friday, then we'll do it Saturday morning. And why not get the kids Saturday morning? Well, the kids have a game Saturday anyways. My son's last game is Saturday, so that's going to be a big whoop-de-doo. And then they're probably going to want to go to dinner or lunch and everything as a team or something, do some type of celebration, I would imagine. So I figured, you know what, baseball's over. So I texted my wife and I said, well, maybe I'll just get them like Monday after school or something. They can stay with me for the week. I'll just, you know, I'll help them do their homework and stuff like that, and let them stay with me for the week. I don't know. We'll figure something out. You know, what am I gonna do? I have to do my business and my responsibilities. You know, as much as I'd love to see my kids, I gotta make sure, and I want it to be, you know, more worth it than just whatever. And then Sunday is May 1st, and that's our anniversary. That's our 9-year anniversary. So that's not going to be a very fun day for me. You know, my marriage actually does mean a lot to me. Well, my marriage meant a lot to me. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and live in the past. I'm not going to dwell on it. I said what I had to say to my wife, and she said, I guess, what she's had to say. But whatever, Sunday starts a new life for me. So that's not going to be a very fun day. What's vibrating? So I'm gonna do what I need to do on Sunday and start my new life, and put my past in the past and move on, and make sure that I'm prepared to enjoy my kids without drama, without crap, without guilt, without sadness. And you know, I'm a very optimistic guy, very optimistic. I always see the brighter side of things. I always ignore the drama. I always just move on. I clam up and I just move on. And if I don't find happiness at A, I go to B, and I'll find happiness in B or C or D or E. And I'm a very easy person when it comes to that. I mean, I just want to laugh and have fun, and I want them to laugh and have fun, and you know, that's it. So Sunday starts a new life for me. Sunday morning, I'm going to wake up and start my life anew May 1st, and take it from there, and just look forward to having my kids and doing the things I need to do. That's it, right? So last night I had some screwed up videos, and so I redid them. The mowing video, like I said in yesterday's vlog, I took the mowing video out of yesterday's vlog, and because I didn't really have anything to talk about yesterday, I just kept it out of the vlog. I mean, why have such a long vlog if I'm going to do a separate video anyways? It's not like there was a lesson of the day or something for younger guys. There was nothing like that. So I just took the whole mowing clip out of the vlog and just made my vlog. Just, you know, just talked about things in the vlog and kept it kind of short. But then when I did that and I took the mowing clips out, I accidentally brought in extra clips from the vlog. Well, I didn't know that, and I deleted some of them, but not all of them. So there's dead air, as one of them called it, dead air, dead air. So you watch the mowing video and I say, well, that's it. And then it goes black. And some people probably just closed down at that point and went to another video. But some people sat there and saw that the slider bar still had time to go. So they moved it over, and then boom, there I am talking again. That was the vlog. So that clip accidentally migrated in, and I meant to not have that clip there. So I ended up just deleting that video this morning. I just said, all right, screw it, I'm gonna start new. And I opened up the YouTube editor software and slid that video into it, and then I cut that last part out. So that video was like 41 minutes long, which I thought that seemed awfully long, 41 minutes to mow that yard. It's actually now 20 something minutes, 28 minutes I think, or something like that, which makes a little bit more sense. It takes me about 30 minutes to do that yard fully, but when you're moving the camera around and setting it up and walking back and forth, and you got to add a few minutes to it, you know, things like that. But yeah, so now it's right. So probably by now it's 8:18. Probably, and yes, I slept in. Yeah, I slept in. I was up late talking to my friends and to my wife last night, and just making plans for the weekend. Whew. Yeah, I was up late, but I slept pretty soundly for the most part. Not too bad. So, 18 yards today. So that's what we got going on. Okay, how's that for an opener? So we got 2 done, and this is where the nut roll begins. I gotta start figuring out where I'm gonna go. Now these are 2 from tomorrow. One is just that mow. I don't blow, I don't weed eat, I don't edge, I don't do nothing. So that's done. Then I got 2 more up here, up in this area, and then we head down. So I gotta make sure I'm not forgetting anybody when I do head down. Yeah, and then they're all down there. So 2 more up in this area, and then all travel is done. So here's this one here. This one turns into a once a weeker fairly soon. So I got help today, of course. My guy showed up. I called him. I told him I was going to use him probably every day this week. Probably not tomorrow though. But today I want to use him up pretty good. He's probably going to get about 6 hours today. And then here's this one that's just a mow. Now that's all I do. And there's like 3 or 4 people that share that house. And what they do there is they're contractors that have a local contract here, but they're from out of town. So you got a bunch of people just crashing there. They rent that house out. And so they take turns doing the yard, like paying. So that's kind of cool. And then one of them must have a weed eater because somebody went around and kind of did a little bit of trimming and edged a little bit. Not too much, but you know, hey, whatever. At least they did something. So that's done. So those 2 are done. Now we're gonna head down south and do these 2 a little bit, and then we start nailing them. Then we really start freaking knocking them out. With the last 3 being right in my neighborhood. And see you later. That's a neighbor of my customer. Super cool, man. This chick, man, super cool. Builds motorcycles in her garage, you know, like customizes them and stuff. So she'll take like a metric and she makes it look like a Harley, which is super cool to do. I mean, my buddy Todd Inglaney, if you guys remember that name, Todd Inglaney, in 2004 April edition I believe, was on the cover of Metric magazine, or Metrics or whatever. He was the first Metric to win Bike Week in, I think, 14 years, beating out all the other guys in Daytona. The big, huge competition down there. He got best amateur, best this, best everything. His bike was so radical that they forced him to drive it, because it had to be, to enter it in the categories he was entering it in, they had to be operational bikes. They couldn't just be some sick crap. He had a sword as a suicide shifter. He had no cables on his bars, nothing. I saw it. I came home on leave from Iraq, and I went and visited him down in Florida. And I saw him in his garage, and I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Todd Inglaney, April 2004 edition, Metric magazine. I believe it was April, maybe March, maybe May, but I believe it was April, because I think the competition was in March. But yeah, they did a big story of him, and they got pictures of him riding his bikes on Daytona Beach. But they made him ride his bike to prove that it was actually a functioning bike, because it was so radical. And it was a, I believe it was a 1200 V-Star, Yamaha V-Star 1200. It might have been the 600 or 650, I don't remember. But he did two of them. One of them was even more radical than the one that he entered, but both of them were operational. And he went on to open a bike shop local doing customizations, and I had his phone number, and then one day I went to call him, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if something happened to him. I have no idea. Completely lost him 100% of the way. But I don't know, his name's Todd Inglaney. If anybody knows you, Todd Inglaney. We used to race cars together. I used to work on your late models, going back to the 80s and 90s. So if anybody knows Todd Inglaney from South Florida, give him a shout out for me. Tell him Dan from Trimmers says hi. He'll know me. I hope he's well. I really do. He's an awesome guy. I mean, we were so glued to this guy with the race cars and everything, and working on his late models and stuff, that, you know, when he had chores to do around the house, we helped him with his chores, just so we could get done so we can work on his race car. It was the craziest thing, man. He had a pit bull named Footy. It would break any size chain you put it on. That dog was amazing. And so, yeah. But this chick kind of reminded me of those times, you know. I saw in her garage, she's got two Metrics up on jacks, on stands. And I seen them out in the driveway. I seen one of them out in the driveway, and she's got it, you know, all blacked out with ape hangers and stuff. Super cool, man. And there she is. And I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I mean, she's gorgeous, right? And here she is sliding around this morning on a creeper underneath her jacked up 4x4. I'm just like, man, how cool is that? But, you know, beautiful girl on a creeper underneath her four-wheel drive. Oh, man. Thank God for vision. So that'll get me through my day. And then, so we got those two done, and now we're going to cruise on down here and knock out these two neighbors side by side. Getting the fun begins. Oh, got 2 points to make. One, somebody asked me what type of hours I get out of a tank of gas. He said he's getting like 3 or 4 on 3 gallons. I don't know. I don't remember what he said. He's got a Gravely 26 horsepower, I think. Well, I got the 24 horsepower, and I don't have as much powerful hydros as you have, so everything's a little bit more efficient for me. So I have, I think, a 2.7 gallon fuel tank on board, and I filled it up the other day and marked the time, and I filled up my gas this morning, and I did 3.7 hours on a tank of gas. So I believe it's like 2.7 or 2.8 gallons, and I got 3.7 hours. So I just topped it off again and marked the time. So let's see if I can get like a couple of those so we get an average. So that's one thing I wanted to address, to let you guys know that I am following your posts, of course, and I will answer them in time. And also, the gate's closing at this neighborhood, and I'm not going to have access to it. So I get an email yesterday from a customer, and it says, hey, I requested a code for you to get in the gate. Here's the code. Just out of the blue. Unbelievable. What an awesome customer. So thank you if you come across this video. So 4 down, 14 to go. That's this one here, and the one where the red truck is. So I mean, you know, I put my how do you say it? Put my mouth where my words are. Put your words where your mouth. I don't know. I did what I say, right? I did what I practice, or what I tell you guys. So I'm getting him trained up on weed eating. He's getting a lot better. So he's edging, and then from the edger, I have him jump on the weed eater until I'm done mowing, and then I take the weed eater from him. And I mean, the easier thing for me to do as the business owner would be to say, hey, edge and then weed eat. And when you weed eat after what I mow. Because then I can mow knowing that I'm going to jump on a blower, so I'm going to have him jump on the weed eater. So I'm going to set it up to where he's weed eating out of my way ahead of the blower. So then I can jump right on the blower. Problem with that is I'll end up waiting for him. Because he's not going to weed eat as fast as me, and he's not going to weed eat as good as me. So I had him edged, and I had him jump on the weed eater. And I mowed as he was weed eating. I kind of stayed in the areas that he was at and watched him and got done, you know, got off my mower a few times, gave him a few tips and points, and, you know, I'm coaching him. And then when I finished mowing, I took the weed eater from him and had him blow. So that way I can get us done faster. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the goal, and that's what we talked about the other day in time management, is I got to make sure that I'm using his strengths. Now, I'm training him. I'm trying to increase his strengths, and I'm trying to make him a more productive person for me. But in the meantime, I still have to do what's right for my business, and my business needs to be effective. I need to get my business done, and I'm the leader. I'm the crew leader, so I have to get my jobs done. There's no messing around with that. I don't get to sit on a mower and then sit on a blower. I don't get to do that. Not yet, you know. But I mean, there'll be a time when that does happen, because it just won't be worth it. And it'll get to a point where I can blow off faster. If we trade, he's not gonna, you know, I might finish weed eating, you know, there might just be 5 minutes of weed eating left and 10 minutes of blowing. Well, I'll do the blowing. And I'll try to make it 7 minutes of blowing to the 7 minutes of weed eating that might take him to do what would take me 5. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, there will be times, oh, look at a little turtle. There'll be times when, you know, that'll happen. But for the most part, I'll mow, I'll jump on that weed eater, but I'm getting him to the point where he can jump on the weed eater as well and start knocking some of it out. So we'll just have to see how that goes. We got 4 done. All the far traveling is done for the week. All the rest of the work is all down by my house now, all close to down there. 3 of them are right in the next neighborhood over from my house, and the other 11 are right around within like 2 miles of each other, all up in the Berwick area. So we're just gonna start knocking them out, guys. Okay, so this is why I get paid the big bucks. I'm in this area where I got 2 small yards. They're on one side on the lake and one side's on the other side, or one lawn's on the other side of the lake. So what I did is I had him little mow the backyard, and I big mowed the front and weed eated and edged. And then I gave him the blower. It said, blow this off and meet me on the other side of the lake, and I'm going to start big mowing this yard. So now that yard's getting done, and I'm going to tighten this yard up now. So by the time he gets here, he can edge, and I'll just about be done big mowing, and then I'll weed eat, and then he'll blow, and we move on, and that's another 2 down. That'll be 6 down with 1 more to do in a separate area, heading down toward where we have like 8 or 9 to do. Texting. Or maybe 7 to do. Yeah, and then like 3 in the neighborhood across the street from me. So, I mean, we're knocking them out, man. We're knocking them out. Alright, so we got 7 done, and we're going to take a break at McDonald's. So, little cold drink time and stuff like that. So let me see what we got left, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 all on one street. And then we have, oops, 7 all on one street. And then we have 8, 9, 10 left total. So 10 left to do, 7 done. I said 18, but I was counting one where she asked me to skip her this time because her weed spray company like killed her grass. And I noticed that last time, so I told her how to handle that and start taking notes and stuff for an insurance claim against them. But so we would have had 18, but one of them I'm carrying forward for 2 weeks, give her lawn a chance to grow. So 18 turns to 17. We got 7 done. We got 10 to go. We got 7 on one street. If we get those 7 done, then we got 3. And those 3, I can almost send him out with a weed eater, a handheld blower, and my push mower and have him do those 3 because they're 2 together and 1 across the street. I can almost just have him do those, but whatever. There's no need for that. But yeah, I mean, we're rocking, dudes. We are rocking. 7 down, basically 7 to go, and we've been at it for 3.5 hours. So I might have this 18 lawn day done today. I'll be really surprised if I can get 18 lawns done with this guy. We'll see. We'll see. Because he leads too. Remember, he's not an employee. He's a contractor guy. So he's going to take off to go do other things that he needs to do and then maybe come back and join me to finish the day. I don't know. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Okay, holy crap. So I ran to the house. I had to address somebody who thinks the Trump train is something important. I let my dogs out and I looked online and, you know, and I said to the guy back, and you know who you are, you're reading it, but I said, hey man, you know, that's the problem with Trump. That's why he's so bad for this country. Because, you know, you have these sycophants that no matter what Obama does, he's the best, he's the man, he's this, he's that, you know, and oh, you just don't like him because you're racist and this and that and this and that. And the man just embellishes all this power for what? For what? He destroys his freaking country and nobody keeps him in check. Not the media, not the sycophants that are drooling over him, nothing. Now you got Trump. Same exact thing. The guy's a freaking clown. And you have people that are just so on Trump's you-know-what, they just cannot get enough of it. And, you know, the Trump train, you better get on board. Why? Why would I be left behind? I'm an American. He would be my president, and he's supposed to be doing the things for me as well, right? Not just you, right? Or are we implying that the face of politics is now what Obama is, and now we're just going to start swinging the pendulum left and right, one extreme to the other, and always have a divided country of just pure stupidity, right? I mean, the Obama train, you better get on board, you'll be left behind. So does that mean the IRS sticks to conservatives because the conservatives aren't on the Obama train? So what happens with the Trump train? What's the definition of that? That's the very point that I make and that so many other people make with all these Trump sycophants. The guy's a clown, plain and simple. He's just a clown. He says one thing and then behind closed doors he says another. And you know, you got to know where to find that information because the media ain't telling you that. And so the only thing I'll say to all you Trump fans out there that are all pissed off at me right now is, why do you think the media is not destroying the leader of the GOP right now? I mean, seriously, why is the leader of the GOP, the leading candidate of the GOP, not being absolutely destroyed by the media? Well, because they can't? Because there's nothing to destroy him on? Please. You guys are going to have such a disgusting rude awakening if that man does get to the 1237. He will drive that Trump train right to Hillary Clinton for presidency. You watch. Hillary Clinton will be your president. And that's the Trump train. And all you people sitting there saying how he just got 5 for 5, less people voted in those 5 states for Donald Trump than the amount of people that voted for Cruz in Wisconsin alone. You got to do your own reading, man. You got to get off of his you-know-what. And you got to do your own freaking research. The guy is a clown. The media is hyping it so they can destroy the GOP after the convention. should Trump get it. See, they can't destroy Cruz. Cruz already has been in and out of it all. He is what he is. He's all set. They're going to destroy Trump. He already has a 70-something% unfavorable. How you think that's going to win the presidency? Y'all are sad, man. Sad. But whatever. Boop, boop. Get on that Trump train. Okay, so right now we got 7 to do, and then a group of 3. So we're going to do that 7, and it's going to start out with 2 by themselves, and then it's going to be a single one, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 together, and then a single one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 2 together, 2 singles, 2 together, a single. Yeah. So that's what we got to do. And then depending on the time, shoot on over by my place and knock out 2 together and 1 right across the street. A group of 3. Now, while I was at the house, I come outside. There's a guy sitting in front of my house in his car. And he's like, hey, you remember me from last year? And I was like, oh, no, I sure don't. He's like, I live right there. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. What can I do for you? Oh, I need my house pressure washed. You did it last time. You did a great job. Oh, shit. How about maybe tomorrow or Saturday? Great. Okay, great. Hey, I want my porch done too. Oh, shit. So now we just added another house and a walkway and porch to the job. So now we got 6 houses to pressure wash, a pool deck, a window, and a front porch and walkway. So, I mean, good Lord Almighty, man. I'm starting to get a little nervous right now. Looks like we're going to bleed into Saturday. I figured we would. I don't want to, but I figured we would. So, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so we're here at the house I seeded 3 weeks ago, I think. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. And it ain't looking so good. Now, we got lots of little babies growing, so they're getting there. See, these are all little babies growing. But it's definitely getting there. Soil's looking a little dry. But it's a good thing that, I mean, at least I see the sprinklers still up. And I did see that they were watering the other day. This doesn't look great. There's a bunch of babies growing. I don't know if the camera sees it, but I can feel them and see them. Not as good as I would like. I'd like to see it a little bit thicker right now, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's getting there. It is definitely filling in some. The camera probably doesn't show it very well. But man, dudes and dudettes, or freak and freakettes, it's 3:20. We just finished our 14th lawn. I got 1 more stop, which will be 3 together. And we're done. That'll be 17 for the day. Making bank, guys. Making bank. Love it. So, maybe you guys can see these skies are dark, windy. Well, it's getting windy. But I don't know, man. We're gonna head over to my house now, and hopefully get hooked up on these last 3 with no issues. Get them knocked out, and we're done mowing for the week. That'll be, oh God, damn near 40 yards this week in 3 days. And then we got 6 houses to pressure wash, a walkway, a pool slab, and a window. So we're not done yet, but we're getting there. This week is almost over. Pretty exciting. Alright guys, last group of lawns for the day. We got 2 right here, which I'll give you bird's eye view on the top of my trailer. And then we got 1 right here across the way. So this is all big mow, and that's all big mow the front 2 yards, but the backyard is small mow, so I'll let my guy do that. And then we outie. 2. All right, guys, we're done. 17 yards. He's gonna finish blowing these off. It's 412. So, way over financial goal, even with paying him. He got 7 hours on the clock today. I'm paying him for 8, plus I bought him lunch. So, whatever. And that includes lunch time that he sat there. I don't stop the clock for lunch. Yeah, I just, whatever. But, I mean, he's not an hourly wage guy. He's not an employee, but still, I kind of base it that way. You know what I mean? Like, say, all right, I'll give him 8 hours pay. It's up to him. If it takes him 10 hours, he loses. If it takes him 6 hours, he wins. Yeah, basically, that's how I look at it. I'm going to run up here to the bank, hit the ATM, and he's going to finish blowing off those yards, and we are out. We are done. We've completed our mission. 17 lawns today. The 18th lawn we didn't do because, like I said, the spray company destroyed her yard. I noticed it 2 weeks ago when I was there. It looked really rough. So she called me a few days ago and said, hey, can we skip this time? And I was like, yeah, and you need to open up a dialogue with the spray company because there's some bad mojo going on there. So that way, take pictures and start getting it on record for what they tell her, so she can make a claim. I had another customer had to do that with a company. I'm not going to say who, but that company shelled out over $5,000 for her to resod the front yard. So, and I mean, it looks good now. But gotta watch them spray companies, man. They just send techs out. You know what I mean? It's not like you got a scientist coming there doing everything 100% proper. So you got techs coming out. Who knows what they're putting down? Some iced tea blend. So I'm gonna hit the ATM here real fast and meet him back at my place. And we're done, guys. We'll get this video up. Tomorrow it's gonna be all pressure washing, man. All pressure washing. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.